So the wife and I went off to Las Vegas for 4 nights to check out the Olympia and to experience fine dining. Yes, fine dining.
How am I gonna fit all my money in here when I'm coming back, huh?
You see, apparently in recent years, people are saying, along with Vegas being the entertainment capital of the world, it should be also considered the foodie capital of the world. That sounds pretty cool. Let's check it out. Okay, now real quick, I just have to throw this out there. One thing I feel like most people take for granted, myself included sometimes, but not today, is flying. Like actually flying to your location. I mean, think about it. You're in this metal tube with like 100 other people going 500 or so miles an hour, thousands of feet in the air. Meanwhile, everybody's like, attendant, my free Wi-Fi isn't working. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at it. Like what the heck, dude? That's crazy. Anyways, after a little bit of flying, all of a sudden things start turning really deserty. And then out of nowhere, a civilization appears. You see, apparently Las Vegas was initially settled in 1905 by a group of developers seeking to build a railroad stop between Los Angeles and Salt Lake City. They named the city Las Vegas because in Spanish, apparently that means the meadows, which was intended to symbolize a green oasis in the middle of the desert. Oh, and yes, the rumors are true. There are slot machines in the Vegas airport. For as you already probably know, Vegas is world famous for its casinos and gambling. Anyways, the first thing we ended up doing, taking an Uber to a grocery store, Whole Foods.
Nothing like exploring a new Whole Foods in some other state. I know that sounds so stupid, but there's just something about it. If you know, you know.
Now, before you make fun of me for this, and I do know Whole Foods is kind of known for having some items a little pricey, I just want to say this was actually a good financial decision because as we would find out, little basic necessities that they had at the hotel, if you were to buy it at the hotel, were like 5 times the price. Anyways, we ended up just getting a bunch of bottled water, microplastics, and I also got some milk and kefir. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, finally on our way to our hotel, driving on the outskirts of the city, you could start to see the buildings becoming more flashy, luxurious looking, and grand. And this is where, at least to me, it really gets crazy. Our hotel where the Olympia was going to be held, that's right, in the hotel because it's that big, was the new Resorts World Las Vegas, a $4.3 billion project, making it the most expensive resort property ever opened in Las Vegas. Which is probably why they're charging so much for simple things like a bottle of water. But on the other hand, the room prices were actually fairly reasonable, comparable to other hotels, depending on the type of room, obviously.
Nice hotel.
I know,
so
it's so nice. Oh, my ears are popping. We're so high.
This is really high.
Interesting. Oh
Whoa.
my gosh. Dude,
That's crazy. Wow, that is so high.
That is so scary.
Uncle John would hate this.
Dude, yeah, somebody did some burnouts right there. See that?
Mm-hmm. Look, these are all like pressure censored, I think.
Oh my gosh. And if you lift it,
you lift it for more than 30 seconds, you pay. Oh, we got a safe here.
Can I open this fridge? Oh yeah.
I'm not seeing a coffee machine.
Yeah, so you know the first thing you do when you get to a destination, explore the hotel. And you know, why was this one so expensive to make anyways? Well, let me tell you, this hotel was like nothing I've ever seen before. You know, a hotel might have like a lobby, maybe at most like a little dining hall. This hotel had a freaking mall inside of it.
Oh my gosh. It's like, where am I, man? This is insane. Like, what is that? That's insane.
And it wasn't just like any mall, this was like a luxurious mall, like marble everywhere. Marble on the floors, marble on the walls, high-end restaurants, high-end shopping places. Oh, and don't forget, also in the hotel, an entire casino.
I don't even know where to begin, man. It's crazy. This is insane. Alright guys, real talk. What the heck, man? Like, absolutely insane. I know I kind of look like death right now. Holy moly, I'm just like so bloodshot eyes, looking kind of pale. It was a long flight, a lot of traveling. But, dude, this hotel is nuts. Like, it's freaking nuts. Like, everything's freaking marble. And there's like a giant, like, dome thing in the middle somewhere. Casino, restaurants everywhere, every kind of restaurant. Like, how do they fill these restaurants? And this is just this one hotel. Man.
And we've never been to a nice restaurant
Whoa,
together.
whoa. I took you to P.F. Chang's.
I knew you were going to say that. That's like the nicest place we've been.
That's super nice.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. Come on.
Okay guys, so after taking back a little kefir, it was time to take my lady to apparently the first nice restaurant we've ever been to, or at least first fine dining restaurant we've ever been to, because you know, the last vacation we went on, I'd say some of those restaurants were pretty nice. And PF Chang's is nice too. Anyways, I digress. So first of all, actually getting dressed up because there was a dress code to eating at these restaurants. The first eating experience was going to be at this place called Carver Steak.
Dude, we went to Express.
You can tell.
We did.
Which was located inside the hotel. Yes.
Dude, this is crazy.
It's really nice.
Am I supposed to put this on my lap?
So we started off with an appetizer of these cheesesteak bites. Super delicious, like nothing I've ever eaten before. And then this guy came by with a tiny box with a bunch of different steak knives, and we were able to pick out our own custom ones. And then for my main course, I ended up getting the 18-ounce dry-aged ribeye with a side of fried potato wedges and onion rings. I ate the entire ribeye, most of the potato wedges, and a couple of onion rings. Delicious, and service was excellent too, by the way. Shout out to our waiters. That bill though, I'll tell you, pretty crazy experience, but absolutely exhausted. That was pretty much it for night one. I swear that got way denser last night. I heard noises. Sounded like Dom Toretto. Day 2 starting off grabbing some coffee at one of 2 of the hotel's Starbucks, plus a little bit of kefir. We then decided to take an Uber ride to a nearby local gym that was getting a lot of hype. And by the way, I just want to say all the Uber drivers, at least the ones we had, were extremely nice and accommodating. Thank you guys for the transportation and the hilarious conversations. Now the gym we went to check out has been getting a lot of hype recently. It's called Torture Gym, and it's been getting a lot of recognition due to its new tech equipment, which is supposed to be some very nice stuff. And from my experience, I do have to say, I was pretty impressed. Not only was the action very smooth on all the equipment I was trying, looking up close at the build quality, the materials used to make this equipment, and the welds, like you could just tell it was put together nicely. Anyways, after a quick workout, which I decided not to push hard at all because, you know, vacation inflammation, we pieced on over to Whole Foods to actually pick up some more water, but noticed the lunch bar looked pretty darn good, so we got a quick little lunch and then headed back to the hotel because it was time to go to the Olympia press conference.
What up? Alright, we're going to the press conference because, you know, it's what we do. Go to press conferences. Feeling pretty cool right now. Sunglasses in the hotel, so no one can see my bloodshot eyes.
Are they really?
They were actually worse yesterday.
They're way worse yesterday. I think the plane did you dirty.
I know, I got effed up. But I took some NAC.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You brought that with you?
Oh yeah. I feel like that clears up the bloodshot.
You think NAC solves everything?
Because it's a one does all, because the glutathione, just the master antioxidant.
You know where that guy in My Big Fat Greek Wedding thinks that Windex cures
Windex.
everything? He was like, there you go. That's
go.
you with NAC, I swear.
It is.
No matter what, take a NAC.
Take a NAC.
So the Olympia press conference was pretty hype and a lot of people showed up. I mean, a lot.
Of the year at the Olympia, which means I've made a lot of progress.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Alright, double lace them shoes, boys, because we're off for fine dining experience number 2. I feel like I'm looking cool.
You look so cool.
Do I look cool? Look like I'm ready to play some slots.
You do.
Dang. Dude.
What'd you get?
Dude.
Wow, that just paid you out so much. Why are you so lucky?
Put in 21, out with 46.
One spin.
All right, guys, we're going to where are we going?
Towel?
It's a bistro. It's fancy.
Bistro?
Bistro. That means it's fancy, and that means it's fine dining.
My boss recommended it. Apparently, this is one of his favorite restaurants.
Yeah, you can't get in with that with a t-shirt, so that's why I wear this. It's a short sleeve, but it's not a t-shirt. It's a collared shirt.
So making our way over to the Venetian, which is where the restaurant and nightclub Tao was located in. And to be honest, just like we were told, it looked closer than it actually was. Everything was so much further away. But honestly, the walk was pretty entertaining in itself, taking us in and out of malls, up and over bridges. It's just like there's so much going on. And then getting into the Venetian, this place was crazy. Another giant mall-like setup with a totally different theme.
We are inside right now. Dude, that's not real. That ain't real. That's fake.
Look, there's boats.
I know. Honestly, everything in Vegas is like a trippy, it's just so trippy. There's so much like stuff.
Unreal. Are we gonna take a boat ride?
No.
So the Venetian is actually an Italian-themed Vegas resort opened in 1999 costing around $1.5 billion. And inside was the fine dining we were going to, this restaurant called Tao. And just like everything else, this place was crazy. It was like 3 levels or something like that. A restaurant on the first floor, a nightclub on the second floor, and like a rooftop DJ something area, I don't even know. Regardless, the food was absolutely delicious. We started with some fried green beans.
Oh, that's so good.
And some of these steak bites.
Oh my god.
And then for the main course, I got like this sweet and sour Wagyu steak, some crispy orange chicken, and a side of lo mein and rice. It was really good. We ended up taking this down in like 15 minutes. Super cool place, super good food, and once again, excellent service. I guess that's a part of what makes these places fine dining.
Dude, excellent service. Excellent. Shout out to Brian. That was awesome. Honestly. Oh, thank you. It's new. It's new. See that? Dude, it's cool. I knew it.
Anyways, this day was not over. We actually headed back to the resort where they were hosting Meet the Olympians. Essentially, it was like an athlete meet and greet where you got to go meet the top competitors in the different categories.
It's LEDs. They're little LEDs. I thought it was a projector. It's little LEDs. That's crazy.
So the meet and greet was pretty cool. A ton of people showed up. And just a little side note, something that interests me and blows my mind is just the infrastructure setup that has to go down to set up events and stuff like this. I mean, doesn't that just blow your mind? It blows my mind. Anyways, inside the meet and greet was pretty cool. I met a few top athletes, and to be honest, they were all very, very nice. I wish I would have gotten some more footage or even some more pictures in here, but I only did get this one picture with Ryan Terry, who is, dude, just the nicest guy, honestly. Like, dude, he was just talking to me like he knew me, like he was like a friend already, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to him for winning men's physique gold, by the way.
And it's time for a very special moment in this video. A physique check. Dude, alright. 2 fine dining meals in right now. I gotta be real, I don't feel like I ate that many calories, but for some reason I'm feeling like retentive, you know what I'm saying?
You haven't gone number 2 yet on this trip.
That could be an issue, yeah. I think it's also all the salt. I don't feel too bad. Pretty hyped because honestly, met a lot of cool people. Everyone's so freaking nice. I feel super grateful to be here, super blessed. This is an awesome trip so far. But all this fine dining is kind of running us low on Benjamins. So we gotta win some back. That's why we're gonna go downstairs right now. We're gonna take the remaining $120 we have, and we're gonna turn that into 1,200. What do you think? 10x?
That's what I want to play.
I've got a strategy for roulette.
We gotta win some money to keep funding this trip.
We do. We actually do. So let's do it. How do they look? Why are you laughing at? I can't get over the marble everywhere.
It's nice.
Everywhere.
Nice touch.
Yes.
I'm so cool drinking my coffee in Las Vegas.
So yeah, we didn't win big, by the way. And remember, just like investing in meme coins, the best advice I've ever gotten was don't invest or don't gamble what you're not willing to lose for fun. And that's all I'm gonna say. Luckily, I had a credit card for the rest of this trip. On day 3, this other local gym, Dragon's Lair, owned by 212 Mr. Olympia Flex Lewis, had a pop-up gym on the side of the hotel. They literally brought and set up all this high-quality Arsenal strength equipment on the side of the resort, hired a DJ to play some bangers, and allowed you to buy a day pass to try all this stuff out. So we just had to do it, and it was a really good time. Now, we were out there pretty darn early in the morning, but even so, that sun was starting to get really toasty. So after just about 30 minutes of messing around, we headed back inside to get on with the next activity.
Beach is good. Beach is good.
So for the remainder of the day, we decided just to walk around and explore. And man, let me tell you, the amount of stores, the amount of like malls basically that just like all connect, it's just absolutely insane. Like, I don't know how that much stuff can stay like competitive and like open, you know what I mean? Like I've been trying my best to film as much as I could to hopefully immerse you guys into this experience with me, but it's like you almost have to see it for yourself to truly understand.
It's like mall after mall after mall after mall. It's like all connected. It never stops. I know. It just keeps going and like zigzags in and out. It's almost overwhelming.
So after walking probably about 5 miles through a bunch of random hotels, shops, casinos, etc., just checking it out, we ended up back at our resort at this place called Wally's, which was kind of like a fine dining but a little bit more casual spot to eat. Like they had all these fancy cheeses and wines and stuff, but they also had like burgers and steak.
I'm a naughty girl. Fries and a steak.
So I got steak and fries for lunch, which was actually delicious. But with all the walking, and if you haven't noticed, I'm only eating like 1 meal per day, and that's not on purpose. That's just because there was so much to do, so much to see, so much entertainment to like distract, and like we didn't really plan out anything. We were just going with the flow. And yeah, I was expecting to gain weight, trying to eat as much fine dining as possible for this video, but at the end of this, as you'll see, I actually lose quite a few pounds.
All right, folks, now we are rolling into the Friday night show. Got my Torture Gym shirt on. I'm totally all out of like other shirts that are clean except for 2, but I'm using them as pajama shirts.
And the Friday night show was in this auditorium that was attached to the resort. You just walk through the resort to this thing. And I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a broken record, and they did not pay me or give me a free stay to make this video. I'm just blown away at the size and like grandeur of everything. Like, I don't know, man, maybe I just don't get out enough or something, but dude, it just blew my mind. And the show was cool, by the way. Anyways, that was the end of night 3.
He had way too much caffeine today. He's almost unbearable. You're crazy right now.
400 milligrams, man. That's so hard. People drink that like every day though. They're nuts.
It's a lot for you though.
It's a ton.
So yeah, I didn't realize a Venti black coffee at Starbucks was a little over 400 milligrams of caffeine, a lot more than I normally take in. Whatever. But day 4 that morning, we were headed over to the Las Vegas Convention Center to check out the Fit Expo with the Olympia. Now it was right across the street and we thought we could walk there, and we did walk there. We walked to the front of the convention center, but apparently the expo was in the back of the convention center. And a couple of guys came up to us in some golf carts and were telling us it was still 1.5 miles away. And I'm thinking like, how the heck is it still 1.5 miles away? Well, it turns out this is one of the largest convention centers in the entire world, occupying approximately 2.5 million square footage. But get this, in the front of the convention center where we were, there were these Teslas that would transport you for free to the other side of the convention center, and they would do so taking underground tunnels from a SpaceX subsidiary, the Boring Company. Not boring as in bored, but boring as in holes. Dude, what the heck? Insanity, man. It's crazy.
That was so crazy, man. Oh, dude, this thing is so much bigger than we thought. There's a walk. Oh my gosh. This is insane. Everything is so freaking crazy. My mind is literally blown.
Now the Olympia Expo was pretty nuts as well. A ton of people, a ton of different like tent setups with like products you could check out, buy or whatever. And there was also like a live powerlifting meet going on. It was pretty wild. Anyways, after that, taking the Teslas back to our resort, we enjoyed that meal we had the previous day so much that we thought we'd go back to Wally's for lunch. This time I ended up getting the Wally burger and fries, which was absolutely delicious. After taking down this half-pound behemoth burger in about 5 minutes, we decided to do a little in and out, doing 15 minutes out in the sun at the pool, followed by about an hour gambling. Just small amounts, don't worry.
Gamble, then when we gotta cool it down, we come out here for 10 minutes and get sun, recharge, and then go in again. And we're up right now. At least on the second, we're actually down overall.
So just like I said earlier, and just like in my Degen Financial Challenge investing videos, never Degen invest, or in this case gamble, what you're not willing to lose for fun, for entertainment purposes, but we did end up going to an ATM, withdrawing a small amount. However, it must have been a miracle because we actually ended up overall breaking even. Whew. and on the eve of night 4 was off to see the main show, Saturday Night Finals. What are those? And just like Friday night, this was hype. Finals were close, but shout out to Samson for taking the gold. Super nice guy too, by the way.
Cool shirt, yo.
Thanks, what's up?
They call me the Gray Man for a reason. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope I was able to capture this vacation, this experience and make you guys a good travel vlog, like kind of like immerse you into just everything we saw and whatnot. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. Several hundred down on fine dining, probably tens of thousands of steps walked, probably a gallon of microplastics, seed oils, and probably some radiation on the jewels from carrying around my phone in my pocket this whole time basically. But other than that, it was a great time.
And a couple hours later, returning back home to some gray skies and some drizzle. Now, a crazy unexpected part the next morning, just for curiosity, taking a look at my physique, comparing it to right before this vacation. In my opinion, you can absolutely see some differences, specifically in my waist, where I ended up weighing in 4 pounds lighter. I just really think it was all the walking around, plus doing so much activity. Like I mentioned earlier, it just didn't leave us with enough time to eat enough to gain weight like I was expecting to do. But regardless, what about the trip as a whole, the Las Vegas experience? Well, my final conclusion, arriving back home and letting it all soak in, I realized there was actually something very therapeutic I gained from this trip. You see, over the past couple of years especially, I've kind of become more of a socially awkward, socially anxious person, kind of just like not wanting to go out, especially not immersing myself in crowds or anything like that. Now you would think, and I would think, going to Las Vegas, immersing myself into all of these crowds of people, malls and casinos, and just like all this material stuff, well, you would think it would be overwhelming, anxiety inducing, and maybe even a little depressing. Now, like I did mention, it was a little overwhelming at times, but from my experience, depressing it wasn't. In fact, it was quite the opposite, quite refreshing. And by refreshing, I mean like it brought me back to a time pre-2020. Like it felt like I was transported to like 2019 or something like that, where people were just out and about, still doing stuff, smiling and just like having fun. You know, like where you used to go to the mall and there were people shopping around. Well, it was like that, right, left, everywhere we looked. Now, yes, at first when I did get to Las Vegas and just jump right into all these crowds, I was quite anxious, but just kind of going with the flow. I didn't even realize it, but after the first couple of days, everything just felt smooth, if that's the right word. Now, I'm not saying that would be the experience for everybody, and I'm certain you can completely hit rock bottom here, but you know, honestly, you could completely hit rock bottom anywhere you go. It's just the outlook that changes your perspective. Now, of course, there were downsides. One, probably the biggest downside that I experienced, was just how expensive everything was, especially if you wanted to buy it in the hotel. Food and just any little item at the hotel store, it did get a little bit overwhelming. And I just want to say right now, I'm super grateful I was able to afford coming here for this short amount of time. So I don't want it to seem like I'm complaining, but yeah, it was quite the shock. Let's just put it that way. And this is very interesting because apparently, according to our Uber driver that took us back to the airport, thanks for the ride, by the way, dude. Apparently, like 20 years ago, it used to not be like this. Apparently, there used to be like these hotel package deals where they'd pay for your flight, give you free drinks and meals and stuff. They just like wanted you to come there and gamble, I guess. But now I think the demand there is probably so high that, you know, supply and demand curve, and well, the price went up. But with that being said, I do want to say my overall experience staying at this new resort was absolutely amazing. The hotel was just mind-blowing. Everything was just awesome. And I just want to say it was my pleasure meeting everyone I got to meet there. And I'm also talking about some of you guys too who I met there, who came up to me and said you watch my videos. That honestly made my day. Seriously, thanks for saying hey, I appreciate you. And other than that, I hope you all got to enjoy this video, and I hope you know that I wasn't trying to like brag or say like, ooh, look what I gotta do, but rather just trying to immerse you guys into this experience as well with me as this like travel vlog. Let me know what you guys thought about this whole travel vlog style or whatever. Maybe I'll try to make some more if I travel more. I really don't plan on it much, but there might be a place or two I go to. Yeah, and by the way, let me know, have you ever been to Las Vegas, and what was your experience like? Was it positive, negative? I always appreciate the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe, turn those notifications on, more videos coming out. Peace. I will see you all in the next video.